Hello everyone. I am Dr. Bani Isaac. I am Professor of Pulmonary Medicine at the Christian Medical College, Vellore. COVID-19 has had a huge impact on the respiratory system. The respiratory system is the commonest system that is involved during acute COVID and is the cause for morbidity and mortality in COVID. There is also a long-term sequelae among those who survive COVID in the respiratory system, and that is a story that is continuing on. Coming to the acute impact of the respiratory system due to COVID, it takes a toll by involving the alveoli, because of which there is oxygenation that is affected. So the initial therapy would be to initiate oxygen, but when patients become, the lungs become more involved, there is requirement of not just oxygen but more support to the respiration, and one of the modalities of treat that is non-invasive ventilation or NIV. The role of NIV or non-invasive ventilation in COVID care, as I alluded to, the respiratory system is the commonest system which is involved in patients with COVID, resulting in COVID pneumonia and acute respiratory distress syndrome. Initiation of non-invasive ventilation by means of either a CPAP, which is continuous positive airway pressure, or a BiPAP, which is bi-level positive airway pressure, was not the sought after strategy in ARDS in pre-COVID times. But however, in COVID, because of the increased compliance of the lung, which is quite different from the conventional ARDS where there is stiff lung, the role of NIV was tried out, and it was found in early experiences in the European countries which got hit earlier by COVID that it did have some benefit, and hence we also started initiating non-invasive ventilation in our hospital. And what we realized that early initiation of non-invasive ventilation has significant positive impacts by delaying the need for progressive respiratory failure, the need for invasive mechanical ventilation, and the need for critical care, and also eventually decreasing the mortality or death in patients with COVID ARDS. I would like to emphasize the initiatives that we took in CMC for managing COVID patients with NIV. I would classify it into what we did in the first wave and what we did in the second wave. Like everyone else, COVID took us for surprise in sudden increase in numbers who required non-invasive ventilation. And in the first wave, we set up a respiratory intermediate care unit where one of our respiratory wards were made into a 14-bedded conventional NIV ward. What I mean by this is that these were not where invasive ventilators or ventilator NIV mode of ventilator was used, but we used conventional CPAP and BPAP machines which oxygen entrained into them, and we delivered NIV therapy to patients who were worsening in what we call the level 2 wards then. And these patients were initiated early on with NIV and managed, and we had a success of about 78% in the patients who were stepped up for NIV care to the respiratory intermediate care unit. We simultaneously started training physicians of other specialties into being familiar with management of NIV in COVID. This was taken care of by the medical education department of our institution, and there were several players who put down NIV modules which the doctors went through, and then there was a practical session where we cleared their doubts and had some hands-on training. This was supplemented by a similar module and training for the respiratory and critical care therapists to step up their care in the patients who are requiring NIV in COVID. So while this was going on, actually the first wave died down, and while we were getting back to work, the second wave hit us in numerically increased numbers, and we were hit about 7-8 times more than what we were hit in the first wave. So conventionally it was thought that in non-critical care setup, non-air conditioned setup, one would not give NIV in COVID, but it happened that in the second wave the numbers were so high that we had to convert 7 of our level 2 non-air conditioned NIV level 2 wards into NIV wards for COVID. And we had to also procure huge number of machines because the number of patients who required NIV was far higher than the patients than the machines we had to support these patients. So quickly the administration scaled up the procurement of NIV, and we were able to give at the peak of the pandemic 160 patients were on NIV in the level 2 wards which were outside of the critical care NIV beds. So that was a huge increase, and this required training of not only our respiratory and critical care therapists. We had to rope in allied health professional from other departments like anesthesia, cardiology and so on, who had to be trained to be able to manage the NIV settings and changing of these patients. Although it looked like a war zone where there was hectic work that went on, we are happy to say that we managed about 14,000 patients over the span of the 2 waves, and numerous patients, we have not counted, probably in numbers of 800 and 900 who received NIV in the level 2 wards, which has now scaled down to only about 20 patients who require NIV as of date. So when we prepare for such pandemics, and the third wave is a possibility, we need to be prepared in various ways. One, we should have paramedical staff who are trained in managing NIV. We should have adequate NIV machines which can supply what is required for these patients. 3, we should have adequate space that is required. We had the fortunate possibility of a new campus in Kanigapuram which got opened up as a COVID ward, which helped in stepping up the beds. And 4, we need to train doctors who need to be able to manage patients with NIV, and these should happen when we are between waves, when we are not caught in a pandemic, so that we are prepared to face a pandemic just when it strikes, so that maximum benefit can be given for maximum number of patients.